Toga, 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 toga,
Hello and welcome to Billy Ho's Sports. This week we return to the spa for another great week of stakes racing. We got the Jockey Club Gold Cup. So I don't know how the field will shake out, but I'm going to cover 6 horses in the preview show today. So put a bolo out on my latest preview videos for this race. I'll have the Pacific Classic out today. That's going to be at Del Mar. Set those notifications because I'll have betting previews and with the past performances for several of these major stakes races coming up. So here's a quick glance at this week's schedule for Saturday, September 2nd. Just remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Smash that like, leave a comment, and also check out the new blog that I have out, billyhosports.com/blog, links in the description. So anyway, leave a comment and let me know what race you're most interested in this week. Let's go. All right, we're going to jump right into it here with the Jockey Club Gold Cup. It's going to be 1.25 miles on the dirt at the Saratoga Spa. The first horse I will preview is Proxy, trained by Michael Stidham. Nice bounce back win in that Grade 3 Monmouth Cup. We're going to take a look at the stretch here after that disappointing finish in the Stephen Foster, where he wasn't much of a factor. But in his defense, after watching the race several times, he was bumped pretty hard and had to steady early on and just lost too much ground to the back. So this time, I think he's got the inside track to maybe even win this one. I think Joel Rosario will be back on. But you can see how well he run in the Monmouth Cup here, and I think that's more of the horse that we'll get this time around. Maybe his main competition is going to be Rattle and Roll, and that's Kenny McPeak trained. Not really sure who the rider will be for sure yet, but his effort in Stephen Foster going up against West Willpower was a solid second place finish. It really looked good because he had trouble finding room around that final turn, and once he did, he closed pretty hard. So that and the 3 straight wins before that puts him square in the top tier, in my opinion. So Rattle and Roll, keep your eye out. The next up is the Duke of Love, trained by Josie Carroll, Duke of Love. Great effort at 8-1 to win this West Virginia Governor's Stakes. As you can see, he gets down this in a head-to-head battle down the stretch and actually loses the lead briefly, but battles back. And I always like that in a horse, to not give it up down the stretch right there. So the jockey did a good job of kind of pulling him away from that 3 horse as they kind of looked like they were hugged up a little bit. And but I do consider him a tier below the top 2, but in the mix for some exotics. So next up, hopefully this horse is named after Eric Clapton, the great guitarist, but the horse is Clapton, trained by Chad Summers. Runner up in this Grade 2 Suburban we're looking at. And being the second best to charge it is really no knock on any horse, because that horse flat out rolled at just overwhelming favorite in that race. And actually it was in the pretty strong run down the stretch too. So I also checked out this Ghost Zapper from back in April at Gulfstream because I wanted to see something else from him. And really good closing stretch run back in April at Gulfstream as well. The next horse I want to talk about is Unbridled Bomber, trained by James Ryerson. It ran 3rd behind Clapton in that same Suburban we just watched. But if you show it again, he's much further back, and it looks like he's just passing tired horses, in my opinion. So definitely a tier below Clapton. So probably not going to be on much on my radar. I will have to take a deeper dive once we get the past performances. But next up, last, I believe, is Warrior Johnny. He is trained by Philip Bauer. A nice closing 3rd in this Hanshin Stakes at Ellis in the slop, and it really looks like it's raining pretty hard as well. But hung in there tough, and I would think would need a massive jump in order to compete here, though. So anyway, that'll do it for this preview. Be on the lookout for the Pacific Classic coming up and more racing this week. Until then, see you soon.